Now, the bottom line for all of you is this. First, I want to welcome my friends on Facebook, my friends on LinkedIn, and the folks that are watching this on my YouTube channel. I also want to welcome all of my students that are participating in Zoom. And we have some current students. We have some former students that are back. The bottom line for all of you is this. If you want to build your business, there is no faster and easier way to do it than on Facebook and LinkedIn. And all you need to do it is to have a profile. Did you know that it takes 90 minutes for the average person to respond to an email, but it only takes 90 seconds for the average person to respond to a text message? Today, 99% of your prospecting, recruiting, and business building activity can now be done on your mobile phone with a Facebook and a LinkedIn phone app. You want to talk to prospects with a text. Texting is like talking on Facebook and LinkedIn. Texting is sometimes better than talking for a number of reasons. See, most people don't answer their phone today, but everyone looks at their texts. A text isn't intrusive as an unexpected phone call. Texting is universally accepted. Almost everyone does it. Most new network marketers are reluctant to call people, but will eagerly text someone when provided with proper strategies and scripts. And texting doesn't require any special skills, and there's no learning curve. Texting is the easiest way to communicate with people, talk to people, and determine if they are indeed prospects for your business. And it starts with having a profile. Now, adding animated content to your text message is producing immediate results and is a way to impress your connections and show people what your social networking expertise is. A GIF, a moving image, draws extra attention to your message, so people are much more likely to answer it much faster. Our happy birthday script has worked for over 24 years with expanded bandwidth. Using a happy birthday GIF, getting people more reactions, more responses. The holiday strategy. Wednesday was National Waffle Day. Today is National Dog Day. Wishing someone a happy holiday is producing phenomenal results. It's a way to make you stand out from the crowd of other people that your prospects are talking to, and it makes them smile, makes them respond to you faster. But it all starts with your profile, because most of you, frankly, are invisible. So what I'm going to do first we're going to jump over here. And I'm just scrolling down this list of people. And let's bring up Francis. So Francis, do you see yourself on here? Trying to find you on LinkedIn. Because if people can't see you, then everything that you're trying to do isn't going to be seen by anybody. Let's see if we can find you on Facebook. Wait a minute. Not coming up this way. So I'm going to guess, Francis, that this is you. And so, Francis, you are clearly missing the boat here. Because what you've done is you're turning your profile into a commercial for your business. Now, let me pop over here. So I'm going to pop over here and I'm going to log out of my account. And let me unmute Pete. Pete, what's the email address that we use to log into your account?
It's pnote1@gmail.com.
Okay. All right, so you're trying to have a conversation with Mariah. Now, let's look at who you're talking to. Seeking a new career opportunity. So you always look at their entire work history. And you're looking to see, what did they do the longest? 7 lunch. See, he's a personal assistant for almost 6 years. Personal assistant again. Child care. Like another personal assistant. Okay. Now you want to work, Pete, on your spacing here, because you copied it, you put it in here, but you got some spacing issues. Same thing with this. Okay, now, again, you got to be really careful when you're copying, because if we look at this, see, you got spaces here. Now, so you said, what did you leave your last job? Really, the question should be why, not what. Okay. Now, she only worked here for 5 months. And the last time she worked was October, almost a year ago. So the better question would have been, what have you been doing for work since you left your last job? Let's look at the other one. And let's look at Gladys. So she's asking you, same here. I've had some wonderful, how I've been on LinkedIn. So she says, same here. What's your core focus? Now, what we're going to do here, she's basically asking you what you do. Okay, so that was what we were going to cover in our next coaching session. I'm going to have Casey reach out to you and get you scheduled. So let me just. All right, now, again, it's all about turning on your settings to make sure you're as visible as possible. Debbie, did you have a question?
Oh, yes, I did. Sorry about that. So with Tammy Fish, she replied to why she likes construction. So I am going to do a project launch, and we were talking about, you know, why not get out of construction, blah, 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 blah. What about the approach of creating income now while she's looking?
So isn't it amazing how quickly people respond?
Yeah, she usually responds right away. She, you know, she can write a lot. She's definitely an eager socializer, as you say. And we've been talking for a while now.
Okay. Okay, now. So she's still talking about retail. And
What do you mean retail?
I'm sorry, I mean
Construction.
construction.
Mhm.
So this is the one where she got,
Well, actually, the business development is, I think she does I asked her about it. She does a little bit on the side. And I think she did it just to make it look like there was something in, that she was doing something.
right.
JK2 was the one, she was there 60 days, let go. And then the RAM one before that, I mean, that was, 4 months.
Hmm. So if we look at this, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So she's had, since she left Disney, she's had 8 jobs.
Right.
Okay, so 8 jobs. So this one was 5 months. This one was 7 months.
Huh.
This one was 5 months. 3 months. 3 months. No, we're not gonna count that. 4 months. 8 months. 4 months and 3 months.
Yeah, that's not a good.
So
Hmm.
that's, we take 39 divided by 8. So she's in the last 8 jobs that she's had. She's worked an average of 5 months at each job. 5 months in 8 jobs. 5 months. Going back to 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. So in 4 years, she's had 8 jobs where she's worked an average of 5 months
Okay.
a job. What's wrong with that picture?
That's not security. And that's
Exactly. Exactly right. So when we come back over here, see, your job, what you want to do is you want to be a person's mentor. She still, she really hasn't asked you anything yet about what you do.
Right.
Okay. And which is okay. It doesn't matter. Because it's not about you telling somebody what you do. It's about you learning enough about her to decide, is this somebody that you even want to talk to about your business? Okay.
Right.
Now, says, I love putting things together. So I started looking at positions and they all paid twice what I was making. Twice what she was making when she did.
She made like 38K working at Disney.
Okay. So Now, there's a couple of great quotes that come to mind. And they're in quotes about being lost. Okay. And the one that I'm thinking about, actually not, quotes about being on the wrong road. The one I can't it's not coming up, but basically it's the one that basically said, hey, sometimes when you're lost, here, let me get it.
Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations.
Well, that's one.
Yeah, I don't think that's, I'm looking through to see what I have. Might be path. Let me see. Getting lost along your path is part of finding something. I don't think that's it either.
Okay, I can't do it that way, so let me do it this way.
Some beautiful paths can't be discovered without getting lost.
Close.
Yeah, okay. That's all I see here.
So
as you embark on a new journey, keep an open mind. You never know what could be until you try. Waste no opportunity.
well, here. So the one that comes to mind, I started looking at positions and they all paid twice what I was making. So the choice I was made, I went back to school, got my degree in management, and started my journey. So far, you know, so that, you know, that's, you know, sometimes it's a good idea to step back and evaluate, you know, where you are. So we could say something like this. Difficult roads often lead to a beautiful destination. And I can say, you know, this is one of my favorite quotes. But sometimes we have to, as we pursue our dream, we have to evaluate the results. Now, you know, the thing about her, you know, clearly she's persistent.
Right.
Okay. So, you know, in other words, remember, we're not in the convincing business. We're not looking to change her mind about what she's doing. What we're looking to do as her mentor is to explain to her that so he's putting things together. Okay, so maybe we should ask her, you said that you like putting things together. I got to think about this. And that's you know, that's, whoa, no, I can't hold on. So basically what you want to say is I went back to school, got my degree in construction management, and I started my journey. After working, so over the last 5 years, you worked at 5 jobs, and you've been on it, you know, for 5 months. You've averaged 5 months working on, actually, probably the best way to do it is we don't make assumptions. You can say something like, I'm curious. In the last 5 years, you've had 5 jobs and you've worked an average of 5 months at each job. Why? Why in the last 5 years have you only worked on an average of 5 months at each job? Is that the nature of the business? You know what I'm saying? I mean, in construction, you get a job, you work at the job until the job is done, and then you're out of a job.
No, I was in commercial construction for a long time, and people stay a long time in those jobs.
All right, but not her.
Right.
So what's the problem? Why? And you can say that. Listen, you know, I was in commercial construction for years. So I'm curious as to why in the last 5 years, you've worked an average of 5 months in 8 jobs. What's the problem? Or why do you think you haven't been able to make one of these jobs last? Let her tell you, don't try to figure it out. See, if she's got her heart set on, oh man, I'm construction, man. I'm making twice as much money. I can make twice as much money in construction as I did working in Disney. So actually, what you could say is, there are a lot of opportunities, and yeah, this is the way you want to go. Because again, look at her answer. There are a lot of positions out there that would pay you twice or 3 times what you were making, when you were working for Disney. You picked construction, but since you picked construction, in the last 5 years, you've had 8 jobs, and you've only worked an average of 5 months at a job. What's the problem? Why do you think you've only worked for 5 months? But we want to get in there, that there are other positions in other fields, in fields that are easier, less complicated, where she could have made more money. That's why I was thinking about, hey, listen, wrong road. There are lots of roads that lots of roads. So you chose construction. Okay. That's called oops. It's okay. If something, we all make decisions based on let's see, here's the ones that I was thinking about were these. One,
She also talked about she needs to have surgery, and she'd like to wait about 8 months so she could build up paid time off. And so I'm wondering if she's also looking for insurance.
it's possible, but again, here's another one. Getting lost along your path is a part of finding the path you were meant to be on.
Oh, that's good.
And then that one goes with this one. Some beautiful paths can't be discovered without getting lost. And the definition of insanity. Whoops. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. What is her problem? And the thing is, again, so she loves this. In an office build out at work, and I loved it. I like putting things together. Together, whoops. You know, how if she likes putting things together, how does she, again, I think the thing is, because you got to get it from her.
Right.
You know, there are a lot of positions. That's the direction you want to go. There are a lot of positions out there that will pay you twice what you were making before. You want to keep it simple. So, looking back at the last 5 years, you've worked in construction management. You've worked an average of 5 months at each job. Why? That's short, sweet, it's to the point. But getting in the concept that there are lots of other, man, there are lots of positions out there in different fields that would have paid you twice what you make. There are a lot of positions out there right now in different fields that will pay you twice what you were making. You wanted to come back and say, well, like what? But it's got to be her idea. You know, you don't want to, you know, again, you know, you have to admire tenacity. You have to admire persistence. Man, I'm going to keep at it. Maybe the next job is going to work for maybe. So why does she think it hasn't worked for her? Because she went, she studied, she did all this stuff. It's got to be her decision. She has got to be tired of what she's been dealing with. Before she's going to be willing to look at something else. And you all have to be very, very aware of that. It's very, very important. Let me come back over here. Let's see, where is it? Oops. Where did I put it? Okay, bear with me for just a second because I seem to have. Seem to have lost it. Ah, here we go. Let me. Okay, so when it comes to turning on your fast button, it's visibility. On LinkedIn, you need to adjust your visibility. The big button is active status. Who can see that you're currently active? So when you go into your settings, the original default setting is no one can see you. You have to turn it on. And when people are creating profiles, that's what they do. Your connections can see you. But the big one that people miss is all LinkedIn members. So once you make yourself visible, anybody that looks at your profile is going to see that little green button or the little green donut if you're on with a mobile. If people see you're there, they're more inclined to write to you. They're more inclined to talk to you. Now, you can actually, but typically, only the people on your first level can see it. You can adjust your settings so that everybody on LinkedIn that comes across your profile will think you're there. And if they do, they're more inclined to answer you. They're more inclined to write back. Facebook, you got the same situation. Your friends can see when you're online. So you log into Facebook, you log into LinkedIn. You don't necessarily have to use it. You just need to stay logged on. And as long as people can see you're there, the rest of it is a party. But you have to be selective about the people that you talk to. And, you know, Debbie, sometimes you have to look at who you're talking to. You got a pretty good idea of, she's got the need. But at some point in time, you have to ask yourself, you know, either she's willing to make a change her direction, or she's going to continue to get jobs, work there for 3 or 4 months, move on to something else. You don't need that. All righty. I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. We have another session. We'll be looking at contacts, looking at profiles. We're getting close to the end of the month, folks. There is still plenty of time for all of you to sign up a couple of extra people in your business. So until next time, best of luck in building your business. God bless. And Peter, I will make sure that Casey reaches out to you.